It's time for another What If, DLC style. Greetings trainers, my name is KuroBlitz and welcome to another video. Today I'm here to talk about what I potentially can see the Isle of Armor DLC from Pokémon Sword and Shield be incorporated in an arc of the Pokémon Journeys anime. Don't forget that this is just my opinion, theory and speculation for what the arc could be or for what it should be, so don't forget to leave your own ideas in the comments below. Without further ado, let's get started. In regards to the Journeys trio of Ash, Go and Koharu, I want for all three of them to be in the Isle of Armor, because I think that the location could benefit all of the trio in their own respective ways. As we do know, Ash is about battling Pokemon, Go is about capturing Pokemon, and Koharu is about traveling with Pokemon, so I think that the trio could benefit the trifecta of what Pokemon franchise stands for. I honestly believe that the Isle of Armor could also be a good training ground for the character of Bee, Ash's main rival in the series show, to also be here to train with the fighting dojo of Mustard, because she's also a fighting type gym leader, and in a way she's Mustard's successor in terms of the gym leader also inside, so I think that Bee would be a vital character to be in the Isle of Armor arc. But of course, she will not be the only rival in the Isle of Armor. I think that we have a great potential that this arc could benefit for the introduction of Hop. As we all know, Hop is Leon's younger brother, so I think that the idea of having Hop in the Isle of Armor, like how we have in the games, instead of reintroducing the character, but yes, introducing the character in the Journeys format, it will be interesting because it's Ash and Hop wanting to train with the one that trained Leon, and since they both want to aim for Leon, I think it would be very beneficial for Hop to be in the Isle of Armor and of course rivaling with Ash. So yeah, Hop being in the Isle of Armor, it will be the major rivalry, although I think that the characters of Bede and Marnie could also be in the Isle of Armor, but as minor rivals in a way, just foreshadowing future events with Macrocosmos and of course Team Yell. In regards to other characters of Isle of Armor, perhaps some students from the fighting dojo, I think that the character of Honey and Hyde can be there, but maybe just to foreshadow or even showcase Gigantamax Venusaur, or even give the Max Soup to some Pokemon. We have the potential of maybe Melmetal coming from Alola to the Isle of Armor to showcase Gigantamax Melmetal in the anime, but I guess that we have to wait and see. Now that we have all the characters around the way, it's time to talk about development. And the character that needs more development now, it's the character of Koharu Sakuragi, also known as Chloe Cerise. Koharu, I think that Koharu has a great potential for the Isle of Armor. As the games promoted this segment of Galar, it's about growth and development, and that's what Koharu needs. Not only for her Eevee and for whatever Pokemon that she can catch in the future, but also for Yamper. Yamper needs to be in this arc, because I don't like the idea of Yamper getting Riolu'd by Eevee. It's just on the household, so I want, it's her start, it's not Cerise's, it's her Pokemon. Yamper is her Pokemon, so I think that Yamper needs to be in the Isle of Armor, and I think I have a great segue towards that. As we all know, Ash and Go defeated Rose and Oleana and basically the entirety of Macrocosmos, but they are on the loose. So I think the idea of Koharu actually battling Rose in the sidelines, maybe he can do some mischievousness in the Isle of Armor that Ash and Go are too busy to deal with or they don't even know of. I think it would be a great way for Koharu to showcase Yamper, since he is a legendary dog by the way that he uses Spark. Let's face it, he's the yellow dog, so yeah. I love the idea of Rose being on the loose, disguised as his vacation self from the games. So Koharu actually meeting Rose but not knowing who he is, and even battling the dude because of what he can be doing in the Isle of Armor, it could be a great foreshadowing for Macrocosmos. Not to mention that we can actually see the character of Bede returning or even appearing because of Hopal, because Bede and Koharu can be rivals because of being both legitimate successors for Hopal's Fairy Gym. So there could be like a connection there, and I think it would be very interesting to see that in the Isle of Armor arc. And let's not forget that just like how Team Rocket got Morpeko to promote merchandise, instead of waiting for Marnie, they are most likely giving Ponyta to Koharu because they don't want to wait for Bead. Bead will most likely focus on Gigantamax Hatterene, and Marnie will focus on Gigantamax Grimmsnarl if she has a Morpeko. Maybe it's a shiny, like how Acerola had a shiny Mimikyu. Now, continuing on with the character of Koharu and her development in the Isle of Armor. As we all know, Koharu does gardening in school, so I think that the side quests of the Isle of Armor could also be very beneficial for her development. We can see the Lilligant and the Vespiquen, maybe shield Gigantamax Eevee, the Max Mushrooms and the Diglets it could allure to Rose wanting Dynamax energy from the mushrooms, and even the Diglett could also allure from the farming episode that we got this week, so there are possibilities for Koharu in this arc. The last and the final one is that if she's going to deal with Macrocosmos, like about to return, she could also deal with like a mischievousness from Team Yell. Maybe so, maybe they can have the Team Skull treatment and the Grunts of Team Yell actually battle the Grunts of Team Rocket that we all know and love, but we'll get there when we get there. I think that the character of Koharu will be a very interesting character for like connecting the past events of Galar with the future ones of Galar while Ash and Go are doing their own thing. She would of course be best friends with Marnie, I think, or at least have some connection with Marnie, like with a friendship or whatever, and let's not forget that Marnie specializes in dark types, and Marnie is also a sister to Pierce, so maybe they can have like a sister talk between Pierce and Parker, so because they are both sisters of other characters, so the sibling side can be showing off there. Not to mention that in the Isle of Armor, when we get to the Crown Tundra segment in the games, we actually do see Galarian Moltres in the Isle of Armor, and Galarian Moltres is a dark type, so personally I would love to see Galarian Moltres being for Marnie, Galarian Articuno being for Bead because of the psychic type, and last but not least Galarian Zapdos, a fighting type, being for Hop. Not for B, but for Hop, because I feel that Hop has potential to have like this legendary Pokemon because he will not have one of the wolves, that's for Go, so I think that having Galarian Zapdos would be interesting for Hop to in the future rival Go as well. And let's not forget that Reboot battled Cantonian Zapdos. If Cinderace battles this one, they will be just running and kicking all over the place, so yeah, give the Galarian rivals the Galarian birds. Simple as that. And now, continuing on with rivals and birds, let's go for the starters of Galar, and therefore the development of Go with his starters. I think that the character of Go is going to benefit a lot for the Isle of Armor, because Go will explore the fauna and the flora and wanting to capture as many Pokemon as he can while he's here. Regardless as to why they would be here in the first place, I will save that for the end, but I think that the character of Go could benefit a lot for the Isle of Armor, because think about this. We do have the Isle of Armor rivals in Clara for Sword and in Avery for Shield. I think that Clara would of course rival Ash, because she's the poison expert. I think that there will be some kind of animosity between Ash and Clara because Ash has Gengar, but Gengar doesn't have poison moves, so Clara would be very pissed with Ash, and Avery, like, he tosses the balls, he has the technique and whatever, so maybe he has like this rivalry with Go, and seeing that Go wants to capture Mew, Avery as Esper and a Psychic as well, he doesn't see Go worthy of capturing Mew. There is a possibility for that. However, there's the Slowpoke. The Slowpoke are important because Slowpoke, one of them, there is a trio of Slowpoke, but only one of them gets a Dynamax band from your Isle of Armor rival. So I think that each of the three Slowpoke could get a Dynamax band for Clara, Avery and Go. Like, they could snag their Dynamax bands and they chase around that whole place, and Go would have to capture the Slowpoke in order to retrieve his own Dynamax band, but also of the others. He would do it. I think that the two Slowpoke, he would give one to Clara and one to Avery to respectively have Slowbro and after that Slowking. And As for the third Slowbro, that will be in the midst of the woods and forest and jungle, I think it would be a great idea to be a Mew in the skies. Maybe Go's device about psychic readings would start to shift because it's not just a Galarian Slowpoke, but it's a Mew in disguise. If Go notices Mew or just gets lost of sight of him, that I don't know of, but I think it would be a very interesting dynamic, alluring to Go's goal in the future. Also, speaking of hidden places in the Isle of Armor, maybe because we saw Zeraora in Alola, maybe more mythicals can show up in the anime. I would love the idea of having a hidden grotto filled with Sarud, and if Go gets Grookey, I think this would be the perfect opportunity for him to get a Thwackey, like battling and therefore evolving, so that Go can have a team that parallels Red from Super Smash. If not, he gets Cinderace, and Sobble and Grookey would be like Squirtle and Bulbasaur, and Cinderace would be like Ash's Charizard. With all of the legends aside, I think that this would be the perfect opportunity for all of the Go's prowess in capturing and battling. It would lead the attention of a wild Kubfu. And this Kubfu, I think that this Kubfu will not be either the Dark Urshifu or the Water Urshifu. I think that this Kubfu, by not being just in the Isle of Armor, but yes, traveling all around the world, maybe going to the quote-unquote native region of Sinnoh because it's a berry, likes honey, it's in cold environments. Maybe traveling the world will be the catalyst for Go to get a third form of Urshifu that we will get in the inevitable Sinnoh games for the Switch. Maybe yes, maybe not. I do love the idea of Go having like the Dusk Lycanroc treatment for his Kubfu, so yeah, it's amazing. Continuing on with fighting types, I think that this Isle of Armor arc, it will be the perfect opportunity to get some type of closure to the all development of Ash's Lucario, and this is the Ash segment of the entirety of this video. So here's the thing. Lucario is a strong Pokemon, but I think that he needs just a little push of development, and I think that the character that would give Lucario that extra push, it would be the character of Hop, Leon's brother, so in a way a predecessor to some capacity. However, the character of Hop would be, in the anime, at least to me, a very interesting character because, just like Leon, his older brother, Hop sees a lot of hash. So I think that Hop's side of battling could coincide with Ash and Leon. However, in the games, Hop catches a lot of Pokemon as well, around 15 or so, or even more. So the research side of Hop could lead to Sonia, and Go help Sonia in the darkest day. So my personal idea for Hop is that Hop would be like Nando from Diamond and Pearl. He rivaled both Ash and Dawn in gyms and contests, so I think that the whole dichotomy of active and passive, the sword and the shield, the empirical knowledge of Ash and the analytical knowledge of Go, being like the foundations for the character of Hop, for him to try to be two things at once, but in the finale he will be his own person. So yeah, Hop would be the major rival and hurdle that Ash would have to face. But in regards to Lucario, I love the idea of like there's like the Kubfu that Go caught is from this wild place that Kubfu live in the Isle of Armor, that it's anime exclusive of course, like the Kubfu Valley or something, and we see Lucario training with the fighting types. And we see a dark Urshifu Gigantamax out of nowhere because of a power spot, maybe he ate some max mushrooms or something. It could happen, and I think that's the perfect opportunity because I want for the Lucario, I want for the Urshifu that Lucario battles to be the dark one, the water one it will be the mustard, because we have Kubfu in the towers. The towers are the ones that evolve Kubfu into the water tower or the dark tower. Lucario could benefit from the towers, quote unquote, because of Aura, that it's wave guidance, so in a way Lucario could read the waves and whatever, therefore there's the water part of the trial, and the dark part of the trial will be Lucario actually revealing the justified ability. He gets hit by dark moves, he becomes powerful, he's a warrior with a heart for justice. Maybe we can see Sirfetch'd using Brutal Swing or Night Slash on Lucario to power up his moves more. It is a possibility. I honestly just want to see some development for Lucario and to get the closure that he deserves. and help Ash in future battles. Like, give me a reason to love the Pokemon outside of just being marketable. And yeah, this is just my individual review for the characters of Koharu, Go, and Ash for the Isle of Armor. Now, this is where everything culminates, the reason why they are there. I want for the Isle of Armor to be a summer camp arc. Remember Diamond and Pearl, remember X and Y, do this in Galar as well. Give us a summer camp arc, and maybe even a junior tournament between the visitors and the locals. You know how everyone in Hundela Town, we even got to see Dawn, so more hints to Sinnoh, everybody. You know how in Hundela Town, the winner that ended up to be Trip, he battled Alder. So I want for the winner of this Dojo Junior Cup or something, maybe it could even count for the World Championship for all that we know of, the winner gets the opportunity of battling Mustard. And I think that this would be the perfect idea for a top 16 tournament between the 8 trainers that we all know and love and just 8 randoms from the actual dojo. In regards to the ones that Ash would have to battle, I think that in the top 16 it should be Clara, and the one to shine in this battle would have to be Gengar. In regards to the top 8, it would have to be Hop, and I think the ones that should shine in this battle, it should be Dragonite and of course Surfetch, maybe Dragonite versus Corviknight, yeah, and Surfetch against Dubwool. Maybe they can even have Dracovish versus Cramorant for all that we know of. For the top 4, it would be Ash versus B, where Pikachu and Lucario have the time to shine. But I think that we could have like the Gigantamax Machamp here. We don't know of it. It would be amazing for Ash to finally get a win on B, because we need to showcase Gigantamax Machamp, but it doesn't have to be on B's gym. It could be just anywhere else. And the Dojo of the Isle of Armor, it works perfectly. I think that Go would also want to battle in this tournament in order to get stronger, to see what his new Pokemon are capable of. So I think that for the top 16, Go should have to battle Avery. Then again, not that much of a hurdle, but then he would have to battle Beat, the actual psychic expert. So I think that Go would struggle a little with Beat, but after everything that he and Koharu had to face in the Isle of Armor, I think there is potential for Go to actually win against Beat, and Beat, like, he gets remorse. He maybe Rose takes away the quote-unquote sponsorship, but we don't actually see that. But maybe just Beat has gathering data on Go, because Go was the one who gathered all the data for Sonia to have her teeth in Galar. So maybe Beat can work in the shadows and just analyze Go. For the top 4, it would have to be Marnie. I think this would be just like a Mallow battle. I don't see everything like grandiose or something. Maybe we can have Gigantamax Grimmsnarl for all that we know of, but the battle itself with Go and Marnie would not be just that big of a thing, honestly. Now in regards to the finals, the one to battle Mustard, would it be Ash or would it be Go? I think that if the Isle of Armor it's the midpoint of journeys, the idea of having Go and Ash battling each other to foreshadow the inevitable battle that they will have in the future, like how the player and Hop have in the Slumbering Weald. I think it's great to have fans and also casual viewers alike seeing the dynamic between Lucario and Cinderace. Maybe that forced rivalry would finish once and for all just in the midpoint of journeys, and we can later on in the future focus on what's really important. And that is the road to Leon, Ash battling in the World Championship. So I think that Ash, of course, would win against Go, there is no way, but Go would pull off a fight. And I think that this could segue perfectly for the match between Ash and Mustard, the exhibition. They can even have a 6v6, because besides Lucario and Urshifu, Ash's Pokemon also mirror Mustard's perfectly, like how he mirrors Leon's. For you guys to just have a random idea, Pikachu can battle Luxray, Surfetch can battle Lycanroc, Dragonite can battle Corviknight, Dracovish can battle Komodo, and Gengar can battle Minchao and finally get the win against that species of Pokemon, because he didn't have that against Karina. So yeah, Duel of Electrics, the Knight versus the Dog, so like taming the beast in a way. the 2 flying types, the 2 dragon types, and then Gengar getting the respect he deserves. Maybe even learns a poison move because of Clara. We don't know. There is possibility for this great Isle of Armor arc. So that's all, folks. This is my what if scenario for what I want for the Isle of Armor arc to be in the Pokemon Journeys anime. If you like the idea, don't forget to put a like in the video, don't forget to comment your ideas also down below, share with a friend, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos, turn down the notification for more videos. So thank you guys so much for watching and have an awesome day.